Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another episode from Osterham. I hope you guys are doing amazing today and that you're ready for another building episode. In today's episode we are adding a couple more houses to the buildings we already have here. So we're adding a blacksmith, an apothecary and other kind of buildings, and then we're also doing a massive town hall at the center of the town square, kind of the prime location for the town square. It's looking really cool and I think you guys really gonna like it. I also want to apologize for the delay between the episodes. Me and my fiance went to Greece for a week not too long ago, which meant there was no Minecraft for me for over a week. It was a lovely time. Missed Minecraft a little bit, but it was okay. But it just meant that the video would take longer to make, simply. But the good thing is, I'm filled up with inspiration for building, so I'm so stoked to continue working on this project here, and I have so many new projects in mind as well that I want to get to. But let's finish off this time lapse and get into the first person point of view part of the video. So let's start off here. We can see the entire town hall here. We can also see some of the other buildings that we did in the back. They're kind of following down this road here. The agenda for today, or for this part of the video, is to show you guys what we have built in more detail than in the time lapse, because I always go back in, add some touches here and there to make it come alive, give it an extra bit of Viggoman spice, you know, but also to show you the interiors, to give you inspiration and getting you to understand more about this place here. And also I want to take you through the thought process and the planning and get your opinions on stuff that includes this place here. So before we get into actually the buildings here, I want to ask you something, and it was one of you guys, I can't remember right now, who pointed this out in the last video or suggested this in the last video. And you might be able to see it here. It's regarding the roofs on the turrets or the towers within the defense wall, the city wall. So the design I went with in the last episode were these ones, pretty pointy ones. They look really cool, honestly, but maybe they are a little bit too fantasy, which you guys pointed out. So I went back in and then redid the roof a little bit. It was simple. I could just copy paste it on top of them. So we have a couple of these which are kind of using a simpler, more gentle sloped roof here, and I think it's looking cool. It definitely makes the towers look less scary, less awesome in a way, but I think that's a part of the city wall. It's supposed to kind of just enclose the area and then kind of just frame the epicness that's coming within. So this kind of design makes the city wall more subtle, and it kind of makes it less interesting, but that also makes the things that's going to happen inside the city walls more interesting. So I'm going to put up a poll on this video here where you guys can decide on, I'm gonna go with old design, which is this one, or the new design, and whatever gets the most votes, I'm gonna go back in, just copy paste the roof on top, and then go back in and add some details to it. With that out of the way, let's check out the buildings for today. I'm super excited to show you guys what we have here. Later on, we're actually going to take you through some of the future plannings for this place here as well, for those of you who are interested in the long-term ideas for this place. We're going to leave the town hall for last, just because I built that last, and then we're going to take a look at the buildings that we did in the beginning. So yeah, stupid scaffolding here, but we have this building here. It was inspired by a picture one of you guys sent me on Discord, or in the Discord channel. So if you're not in my Discord, there's a link down below. You'll be able to get updates from me and post your own buildings. Also post inspiration for me, ideas and stuff for what we're working on. And you can also see awesome buildings by other people, which is really cool, really inspiring. It really helps me as well a lot. But this building here was inspired by a Bohemian picture you guys sent me. And it's kind of hard to see. That's a shame. I wish I kind of showed you guys this before I built the town hall, so you could actually see the facade better. But I love the detail on this one. I love these windows. They're really cool, with the flowers in the front as well. And then we have like a double extension here, overhang, which is really cool. Then we have this arches, which is really common. I've used that in many places here, and definitely gonna be using that a lot as well. And there are an apothecary in the first floor here, and then there are 2 or 3 apartments. I think it's only 2 apartments, not really sure. So if we go in here, we can take a look at the apothecary here. It's a little shop. It's nice and humble in here, cozy and stuff. We have some potions and all that kind of stuff, and then we have some herbs, you know, all the stuff. It's really cool. We have a nice vaulted ceiling here to support the floors above. And then we can go through here. We get to like the backstage where everything is made, where the potions are brewed or prepared, and also herbs are cut up into pieces and being prepared for being sold. Here again we have a nice vaulted ceiling. So here we just have a bunch of amphoras, caskets, all this sort of stuff. We can go out here, we get like to this alley, and this is again connected to the front here. And this is where you kind of go in if you want to go into the apartments above. So the idea is that the apothecary owner lives in the top floor, I think, and then there's or the top apartment, and then there's one family renting below him. And from here we can also go out. Then you get to the blacksmith area, and then to the back alley here. And in the first episode I started adding a little bit of stuff alongside the city wall here, so some farms and stuff. And what I've done now is I've just continued this, adding more stuff. So we have a kitchen hoop here. So imagine kitchens running around here and laying eggs. And that will be for this pink building here. And then this building, no. I don't know. This is a tavern, yeah. So behind the tavern there's a little bit of a farm as well. I think these are potatoes or something. And then we have just a little thingy going into the tower, which again is not finished, but I'm gonna yeah, have an entire episode on finishing off that sort of stuff. And then yeah, behind the apothecary we have a greenhouse for all sorts of herbs. We can grow herbs year round, which is really cool. I love this one. I love this simple design here. It's really cute. And then we have some cabbage as well for personal use, for food and stuff. Yeah, so now let's actually run back and run up the staircase, and I'll show you some of the apartments here. We go up around here. Here there is a little storage. This is just for the community, so maybe this is for the entire house. So for yeah, keeping it alive, I guess, or keeping it renovated. Yeah, fixing it and stuff. Come in here. It's a pretty beautiful entrance. It's the dining hall. Lovely wallpaper on the wall there, fireplace, and yeah, pretty huge actually. And we have a kitchen area in the back here as well, which is really cool. And then we have the master bedroom in here, and then a little bathroom as well, so they can go in here instead of going outside. And next to this we have the kids' bedroom. So this is a smaller family. There are only 2 kids here, but I guess that works. It's a small apartment. So one of the things I'm trying to do with Osorham is that most of the families are actually living in apartments. Actually, there's one more apartment above. So there's going to be a lot of smaller families living in apartments instead of big manor houses. There's going to be a couple of big manor houses as well, but most families weren't super rich. Here we have another apartment here. So yeah, kitchen, feast hall or dining hall, bedroom here, yeah. A little bit of a bigger bedroom over here, which is cool. And then this goes, yeah, to a little bathroom as well. We have a tub, so you can take a bath, a little toilet area, yeah, that sort of stuff. Really cool. So I was right the first time. There are actually 3 apartments here, not just 1, so, or not just 2. So if we go all the way over here and continue up, we'll get to the top apartment. And this, if I remember correctly, is the biggest one, and this is where the owner lives. So here we have a dining hall, a pretty big kitchen. This is super cozy. I love this one. And the staircase going upstairs here. We have a lot of stuff going on here. Look at this. Really cool. Little storage area. Then a couple of beds here. Sitting area. And then I think, yeah, just some more storage in the back here. But I think, no. I had a feeling there was more. There's of course more down below here. There are more house or rooms. Yeah, this is a master bedroom. Nice and big. And then I assume this will be, yeah, a kid's bedroom as well. And then there's a couple of kids upstairs. And this will just be a little bathroom thing. Yeah. So that's that for this building. Next to that house we have a blacksmith. More specialized, actually a weaponsmith. And the idea is that this dude over here running this blacksmith is a go-to smith for the premium weapons and swords and axes and tools in general that are like for fighting and for the higher class people. So this is a pretty wealthy blacksmith over here, and we'll see that once we get into the building itself. And there are no apartments here, so the entire house is for the blacksmith and his family, which is cool. There are a couple of apartments for his apprentices, but there's none for there's not like he's renting out. So he has a couple of apprentices that is learning from him to become the next go-to blacksmith, but they are living under his roof, literally. So that's cool. Behind here we have the blacksmith area. So this is a pretty massive area here. What I really like the detail here, you can see the smoke has kind of colored the wall a little bit here, so it's a little bit smoky or ashy on the side here. Just a small detail. So it's pretty big out here, and he's focusing on weapon, as I said. There are three massive gates from the blacksmith inside to the outside working area, and that is because in summer times it would be really hot, so you'd open up everything and working with hot metals and stuff. And also it's easy to transport stuff in and out of here. You'll have massive barrels of iron and coal, so having big gates you could just open up and have a cart to bring it back and forth makes sense. So that's what we have here. Here's like a little storage area. We have iron here, we have iron, we have coal and all that sort of stuff. Really cool. And then this is kind of his shop area where he would be selling the swords, and here you can see he's having swords and axes and other sorts of weaponry that are high class stuff. So it's really cool. I like this little blacksmith here. Exterior is also really cool. I like this extension here just to prove a little bit of wealth as well, like that. Looking at this now, I realize I forgot the entrance area for the house itself. They're pretty common Viggo man, so I guess you're not surprised, but this will be furnished eventually. I'm gonna get to that straight after the video. But yeah, once you come up here, the idea is, as I said, it's one big house. He's pretty wealthy, so there's gonna be some weird ideas here, some weird things here and there. Did I forget this room? Yep, let's just turn around. I forgot forgot that one as well. Yeah, so the idea is that there's a big family living here. So here we have the kitchen and area, and it's a pretty massive kitchen to prepare stuff. And there's actually a little indent here, like an alcove for praying. So here we will be praying for the goddess, the people of Osterham, the main religion here. As I mentioned earlier, there are many religions in this place, but the main religion is that they believe in a goddess they pray to. So yeah, this is kind of a morning praying area. Here we have the dining hall. I love this one. It's really cozy. I love the color palette we went with here. There's a picture of the king, or a painting of the king here. Love the little fireplace idea as well. And there's actually a little storage behind here below the staircase, which is cool. But upstairs here we actually have, so let's just run up here. Here we have a meeting area, and this is where the blacksmith would be meeting with the noble people, the wealthy people, and they would discuss the detailing and the weapon that the blacksmith would be making. So they have like private meetings, they'll share a bottle of wine, discuss the properties of the weapon that the blacksmith will be creating next, and prices and that sort of stuff. So it's a very private, and it's not like he's not mass producing. Every sword or most of the swords are custom made. So coming up here, they discuss here, it has some few examples. They could pick whether they want a sword or axe, and they could, yeah, you know, like take a look at different stuff. Here we have some other examples as well. So that's kind of that. And from here we get into where the family lives. There are, yeah, it's a little bathroom in here. I think this is a bedroom. Yeah, this is a bed for one of the kids. And this is a point, you can see how wealthy they are. The kids have their separate bedrooms. So that's really cool. Over here we have, yeah, another bedroom for one of the kids. They have a little sitting area here as well, like a family gathering area. I think this is, yeah, another bedroom. So it's quite big, as you can see. Up here, straight ahead, is the master bedroom. It's pretty massive. It's cool. And then around here, whoops, let's turn around. Man, I'm on fire with this episode. But yeah, the master bedroom, really quite cool. But now we get to some of the apprentices' apartments. So I think this is one. Yeah, here we have an apartment for one of the apprentices. And the blacksmith is an alright dude. He doesn't give them a small closet to live in. He actually give them a fair bit of space, which is cool. So yeah, storage in the back here, this little alcove thing, and a bed, and a little kitchen to prepare some food, and yeah, sitting area, and all that sort of stuff. So that's not too shabby. And then there's a staircase taking us all the way up. And the idea here is that there is another apartment there for another apprentice, and then just storage around here, below here. Just kind of utilizing the space. But here is a little bit of an Easter egg, which I like. You know, I like adding my Easter eggs here and there, adding a little bit of a story to everything. So here we have the bedroom or the apartment. And as you can see, one of the benches are moved to the window, and the window is open. What could this mean? And there's a rope going from here up to this window. So the idea is that in this house, which you don't remember, the first one, the apothecary, the apprentice here has a relationship, a secret relationship with one of the girls, girl or daughters of the apothecary. So they kind of hide here secretly, and they crawl through the windows and climb using the rope here on this steep roof, and they meet up here. It looks like they have sort of a date, sharing a bottle of wine, some food and stuff. It's really cute. And now to the crown jewel of this place here, the town hall. I love this building here so much. It's so bright, it looks powerful, it kind of shows the wealth of Osterham in a way. I love the spire as well, it's really, really cool, and it's something I'm not really comfortable with doing these sort of detailing. And it feels, in a way, a little bit vanilla, if that makes sense, by the way I'm adding the details, but it kind of works in a way. So let me know down below what you think of this one. It's not like super plain. The details are large. We're using big blocks to show the details, and it's kind of overly detailed, like depth-wise, but I think it works for this one compared to my other buildings where the details are more subtle in a way. But we need this building to stand out, so I think it works in this case. So it's a town hall. It's right here on the main town square, and then the statue here is looking up at it, which is really cool. The first floor is not having too much interesting stuff happening. The idea is that this would connect to an adjacent building, which is going to be here, which is going to be a part of the town hall as well, but I'm going to do that later. Just for simplicity, I want to get this video out here. But it's going to be adjacent to that. But I love this hallway here. And we have the colors of Osterham, black and yellow, and stuff like that. And then there are two like counseling rooms here. So my idea is that since Osterham has so many cultures, so diverse, they've gotten quite far when it comes to political stuff and talking and having civil discussions, and the way the society is run here is pretty modern in a way. So we have 2 counseling rooms. This would mean if there's a trial or something, you could come in here, you could talk to a specialist, one of the king's advisors and stuff, and explain yourself, or a judge and stuff like that. I'm gonna get more into that as we move up in the building here, but you can come in here and talk. And then we have another one over here, so it's just like a counseling room. Get tell your story, or prepare for a judge or something like that. So that is the idea here. Then there is a little walkthrough here. So yeah, look at the windows here like that. Nice vaulted ceiling, and this just takes you through to the other side. And the idea is that I'll make a small park, like a small garden in between these buildings here. It's going to be like a walled garden, and it's just going to be for the diplomats and stuff. They can just come in here, take a quick breath of air while they're discussing. And once we get up here, there's a little bit of lore here for this building here, so I hope you guys will just stay with me. But you know, I like to add my lore. So once you come in here, go up the staircase, we get to this massive hallway. Love the detailing here. I think it's a beautiful room. And there's a massive shrine here, or a monumental thing. And this is a thing for the goddess. It's supposed to be a statue or a symbol, and then it's pretty massive to show the wealth of the goddess. But as you can notice, it's in the hallway. It's not inside this room, which is the audience chamber, or where the king, which sits on the middle here, meets with the common people and his council and the judges and stuff to make decisions. But there's a reason for that, and that is because Osterham has come so far that they don't want the religion or the gods to make the decisions. The gods should stay out of this. They should come with civil ideas. They should look at humans. They should look at a case in general objectively, and make decisions based on the information they have, based on the common sense and what people want. But the king here is responsible over the god, or the goddess. So he is looking directly at her at all times. So he has to kind of be responsible that what happens here is okay, and it's on him to make sure that they don't upset the god. So the idea is that the god should not come in here or the goddess should not come in here and make decisions, but the god or the king should, this is really complicated even for me, the king should ensure that whatever solution they come up with, whatever rule or whatever they come up with in here, should not oppose the gods. Does that make sense? So that is the idea here. On the floor here, people would come up with their problems, their trials and stuff. You'd have common people. They could give their word or their things to the king. They could discuss it here. On the left side, I'm really proud of this thing. We have a council of the common people. These have the guild leaders, so it's not really common people, but there are the leader of all the guilds. So we have the Smith Guild, we have the Merchants Guild, there's coins, the Farmers Guild, the Woodworkers Guild, so carpenters, lumberjacks, and those people, they have their own guild. We have the Tailor Guild, the Potions Guild, like apothecaries, potioners, and stuff like that, and then the Knights Guild, or the Weaponry Guilds, Armory Guild. So we have guilds for all the different kind of professional areas. They sit here to kind of help the king making decision, and then on his right side he has his own council, which consists of the prince, his son, his heir, but then also magisters or wise people that are picked to help the king make decisions. So everything is kind of through everyone. So every decision that is made is will take all the professions into an account, the wise people's ideas, of course the common people that come in here with their problems, the king's personal opinion, and also to ensure that they don't disprove of their god, if that makes sense, or the goddess. So it's a pretty complicated political scheme happening in Osterham, and I like coming up with those ideas. I hope that makes sense and not too geeky. Once a decision is made, if it's a decision that will affect the kingdom or the city, the king or one of his advisors or something would come out to the balcony here and they could talk. So if there's a big ruling or a big case coming up for decision making, a lot of the common people would gather on the market square. They would wait for the decision to come, and then when it's there, they'll come out and tell their rulings, which is really cool. So the balcony is closely adjacent to that. From here we can go upstairs, and there's a lot of different rooms for, you know, here we have a meeting room. So this is more private, and this is where either the king or different parties could meet up and discuss the matter at hand in a civil manner. Here we have the head council, so the leader of the small council thing. He has his own office here, so it's kind of his full-time job, doing this sort of stuff, and it's kind of keeping an archive and stuff. Oops. Close the door there. And then there are study halls. Love this little hallway here. We have the Osterham colors in the roof, and then in here we have like areas they could study scriptures. So all the rules and stuff would come out in scrolls or books, and they would sit up here, prepare, read them, figure out what is the rule, what has happened in previous cases, and kind of prepare for the trial. So go up here, and then there are cases of scrolls here in the back. So it's really cool. And then upstairs, come to think of it, I don't think I'm done up here. Nope. Feels so bad. Oh man, I have a lot to do in after the episode here. But one thing I know for sure is done is the clock works. So I'll show you that on the outside as well. But there's a massive clock outside, which is really cool. Here we have all the cogs and stuff. Here we have the pendulum going back and forth, which will kind of keep it going. And yeah, the clock works here. And then is there anything up here? Nope. And then we get out to the top of the tower here, which is really cool. So here we have the clock as well. Very ornate and detailed. I like it a lot. Now with all the buildings showcase, I think it's time for us to just quickly take you through the future plans of this place here. My idea is that for the next episode, I'm going to start doing some big terraforming. I'm going to add a hill here, like a cliff. It's going to look pretty cool. As we can see, there are quite a bit of cliff kind of landscape here. You can see it on here. I'm going to kind of try to do something similar, just taller in the middle here. And on top of that, we're going to do the temple of this place, the holy church or temple, whatever, on top of that. Just kind of as a centerpiece of this place. That's something I'm going to get to in the next episode, I think. Been trying to plan out a couple of houses here. It's kind of complicated, but I think it's going to work. We have some diagonal ones. So that's something I've been working on as well. Been doing that a little bit over here as well, which is cool. And then I've been working on just kind of future planning for this place. I'm going to have the dock kind of following along this thing here. Then on the edge of the docks, we're going to have a prison. You can see the purple thing there. So it's going to be on the edge here. We're going to have a prison, which is going to be cool. We're going to build like a moat or a molo, I think it's called, alongside this like marshland here. It's not really supported, but we're going to build like an artificial dock thing, which kind of extends, and then we're going to have a lighthouse on it over here. So it's going to be like more of a protected harbor as well. So all of that's going to really make this place look awesome, and I'm super excited to get started on the rest of the city. And that is going to be it for today's episode. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggo Man, and I'm out.